What's up, Spud Nation? Right here, Fox Valley Grappling Club, sitting here with Klay, Konrad. Klay, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it.
You bet.
You know how we do things around here. Klay is a visitor, and guess what? He's signing the Spud. Here we go, Klay. We'll give you that. Oh yeah, he got prime location on that one. All right, thank you. All right, we're gonna get right to it. Let's get to know Klay a little bit. He's got a fight coming up. Let's get to know him. All right, Klay. Growing up, were you involved in sports, or was MMA like it for you growing up?
You know, growing up, about the age of 3 or 4, started wrestling. Dad was a high school coach, and I didn't know MMA until I think I was in 8th grade, and you had to go rent the UFC videos.
Right. All right. So you grew up as a wrestler. Did you do any other sports while you were growing up?
Yeah, I rodeoed and played baseball.
You rodeoed?
Yeah.
How'd you get involved with that?
My mom, she rodeoed. My grandpa rodeoed.
All right. Do you still rodeo?
I rope every now and then, yeah.
All right. A little twist. No one knew. Now, growing up, did you have any heroes? Any heroes in the gym? Any athletes you looked up to?
Obviously my dad.
Okay.
Outside of him, I'd probably say Lee Kemp, wrestled for the Badgers.
Okay. Awesome. Can tell a great wrestling background in this guy's past. Holy man. I'm gonna guess when you fight, you're quite the monster on the ground, huh?
That's where I like to be.
Yeah, that's where he likes to be. Love it. All right, so you wrestled growing up. How did you eventually find your way into a gym? How did you get going with this? How did the actual MMA part of your life get started?
It actually started in a bar.
Perfect. I love the story, man. Go with it.
They started fight night every Thursday, and a couple guys from the grappling club would go there.
Okay.
And I was just a bouncer there, and some guy was drunk and running his mouth, and the owner said he'd give me $50 if I went and
took care of him.
Fought the guy, and I said, "What the heck?" I got the $50, and here we are.
Did you win that fight at least?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So, about how long ago was that?
That would have been 7 years ago.
So you've been doing it for 7 years. Have you been doing it consistently, passionately? Have you been devoting a lot of your time to it for all that 7 years? Or did it kind of start out slowly like a hobby and then you fell in love with it and now it's like what you want to do?
Yeah, for about the first year, it was just every Thursday night at the bar, all I knew was wrestling and some of the jiu-jitsu I saw on UFC.
Okay.
And shortly after that, I joined the Army, and I started competing in Army combatives. And from there, it was more groundwork than anything. And the past 2 years since I've been out of the Army, I've been working a lot on my stand-up. So now it's getting to be more intense. Before it was more of a hobby.
All right. So would you say right now that you have an ultimate goal of taking this to the professional rankings? You want to make it to like the elite leagues, the UFCs, all that stuff? Is that what your goal is right now?
Yes and no. It comes down to my family first. My wife and 2 boys, and we have another child on the way. So,
congrats.
You know, whatever it takes to support them, that's what happens first. But I would love to go to the UFC.
So, what is life like? You're married. You have kids. Another kid on the way. Is there a full-time job? You just, I mean, it sounds like a jam-packed day. Not only raising a family, you throw a job on top of this. You throw training on top of that. I mean, give me a normal day in the life of Klay Konrad.
A normal day. Start work at about 1 a.m. I own my own pallet company.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm the only one who works there, so I don't get much help. I come home, I coach wrestling at one of the Appleton high schools. From there, if it snows, I go plow. If it doesn't, I come train.
Very busy man.
So.
Very busy. Sound like you're always doing something. Now, joining the MMA, getting more serious about it, diet habits, do those change? Is there anything that changed in your life? Obviously, there are sacrifices to do this and be at a high level. I mean, let me know. Some changes out there, some diets, anything like that you've had to do?
I always ate fairly healthy, basically because of wrestling.
Okay.
But I do like to eat the occasional large steak, so I got to cut back on those about a month before.
So, a month before your fight, how much weight do you have to cut?
Roughly 17 pounds.
17 pounds. What do you fight at?
45.
145? All right. How does one go about that? Do you just crash diet? Or is it just extra training, sweat more? What do you do?
Basically, I eat 6 to 8 meals a day, and they're all about 8 ounces. It keeps my metabolism running, and I cut a lot of the carbs out. So.
Very cool. All right. We know your goals. You've had fights before. Going into fights, do you have any superstitions leading up to that fight or on fight night, anything like that?
Superstitions. I'm not very superstitious, no. I'm not like my brother. He wore the same practice shirt for 5 years in college wrestling to weigh-ins.
See, now that's
but
a
I don't do
athlete.
that.
I've talked to 4 guys tonight, not one of them has any superstitions at all. That's crazy. So, hey, you just go into the fight, you just do what you do, huh?
Yep.
That's awesome. All right, now you've had past fights. Which one was your best fight to this day, and who was it against? And for that fact, why is it your best fight? What sets it apart?
Honestly, I think, this may sound weird, but I think the best fight I ever had was about 4 years ago in an Army Combatives tournament. And it was just, I didn't know much stand-up. I didn't know much for kickboxing or anything. And neither did he, but he was a wrestler in college too.
Sure.
So it was pretty much, we stood there and swung because nobody was going to take each other down. So.
Did you win the fight?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Now, your next fight. Tell us about it. Where is it? When is it? Do you know who you're fighting yet? Hype it up, man. Let
March
the world
5th.
know.
March 5th at Oneida Casino.
Okay.
It is my first round of the Combat USA tournament. I fight a guy named Nick Doopy. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I really don't know much about him. I don't like to know anything about anyone I fight. I like to know what they do, but I don't care if they're good, they're bad.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter.
You focus more on yourself going into the fight? Awesome. For those of you who don't know, tell us a little bit. It's the Combat USA tournament. How many guys are in that? How does that work?
There's the top 8 guys in the state in each bracket. The top half of the bracket is the top 4 guys. The bottom half is the next 4 in ranking. The winner of the bottom half is automatically in the top half for the next season. So the winner of the top half gets, last season it was $12,000, I believe, in like a $12,000 ring. So,
Nice.
like 2 weeks to train out at Tap Out in Vegas.
So does the bottom of the bracket, are they advancing the same way as you guys? You win your first fight, you advance. You win that fight, you advance to the title?
Top half of the bracket is you win your first, you go into the finals.
Okay. So it's pretty much a 4-man bracket.
2 4-man brackets. The winner of the bottom goes to the top next season.
Now, where are you?
I'm in the bottom half.
You're on the bottom of the bracket?
Yeah, this is my first pro fight since I've been out of the Army. So.
Well, good luck. That sounds like it'd be something pretty cool to check out. March 5th, Oneida Casino, right?
Yep.
Can't wait. Before we get going, man, let your sponsors know, man. Who are your sponsors? Thank them. Do what you do.
Right here, NGU, Fox Valley Grappling, the Bad Badger Sports Bar, down on College Ave. Wally's You Pull It, and MDH Homes.
All right.
And Limelight Fusion.
Limelight Fusion. All right. Any of you sponsors out there want to get a hold of this young man, you got an email address they can hit you up at?
Klay.Konrad@solidrockpallets.com.
Klay.Konrad. If you can't get a hold of him, you contact me. I'll get a hold of the man. All right? He's a good guy. Obviously, rising up in the ranks, aren't you? Perfect. Spud Nation, check it out March 5th. If you don't live around here, hopefully we get okay to air that sucker on the website. I know we're going to be airing February 26th, all the fights from Oshkosh, right here at thesportscoach.com. Klay, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for checking us out.
You bet.
Thank you, Spud Nation. Till next time, we're out.